My dear students, in this class now of uh, 20th January, in the class of 20th January 2021, let us study about the evaporation, dear students. So, the heading of this is evaporation. We know that if we throw some water on the floor and if we see the floor after some hours, we will find that there is no water on the floor. बच्चों अगर आप पानी को कुछ जमीन पे डाल देते हो या अपने रूम पे फ्लोर पे डाल देते हो तो कुछ समय बाद आपको वो पानी दिखता नहीं है. Petrol tank of our bikes and vehicles are kept closed. हमारे जो बाइक्स एंड व्हीकल है उसमें वी कीप द पेट्रोल टैंक्स क्लोज्ड. What if petrol tanks are kept open? What happens if we keep these petrol tanks open? Petrol from the petrol tank turn into vapor and we will lose the petrol. If we keep the petrol tanks open, my dear students, the petrol from the petrol tank will go out, will vaporize or will turn into the vapors and we will lose our petrol. So you can see that our washed clothes dries up if we keep them in the open place. Whenever we keep these washed clothes, they dries up if we keep them into the open place, my dear students. We know that from the sea water, clouds are formed. This is an interesting process. You know that, my dear students, we have sea. From the sea, the water is evaporated. Water is evaporated. So from the sea water vapor is formed. This vapor is formed, the sunlight helps to form the vapor. This vapor goes to the sky and forms clouds. These clouds falls again on the land or on the sea as a rain. This process is also known as the precipitation. So thus, my dear students, the clouds gives us rain. This process is also because of the process that we are going to study in detail, which is known as the evaporations. So this all happens due to the process called evaporation, my dear student. When water, when water of sea is turned into vapor, we don't need to boil the sea water. Please remember that whenever the water from sea turns into water vapor, at that time we do not really need to boil this. So sea water turns into vapor without boiling. We don't really need to boil the sea water. So now what is evaporation? First we should recall what is boiling. So boiling is the process of conversion of liquid into gas from both surface as well as from the bulk at boiling point. At boiling point. This is the definition of boiling. We can understand, my dear students, that boiling takes place only at boiling point. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade, or you can write it as a 373 Kelvin temperature. But my dear students, when sea water turns into vapor, we need not to boil it. The temperature must not be at 100 degrees centigrade, or the temperature must not be 373 Kelvin. So what is evaporation? Phenomena of change of liquid into vapor at a temperature below its boiling point. This is the very important point. Is called evaporation. So when the water or when the liquid turns into vapor below its boiling point, we call it evaporation. That is the basic difference between evaporation and vaporization or boiling. Vaporization takes place at boiling point, boiling takes place at boiling point, but evaporation takes below the boiling point. Why evaporation takes place though we do not give heat? My dear students, we generally do not give heat, but still evaporation takes place. Why? We know that liquid have only one boundary called surface. The particles present at the surface of surrounding, their kinetic energy increases. So particles in the surface of liquid go into the vapor phase. So my dear students, let me explain you this, that when we have something, um, if we have a liquid filled into the vessel, my dear students, this liquid has got the surface. This particular area of is known as a surface, my dear students. I'll show you the surface. So this is what we call it, surface. On this surface, the molecules, they have got high kinetic energy, high kinetic energy. This portion under the surface is known as bulk. These particles which are there on the surface, they have high kinetic energy as compared to particles present in the bulk. Particles present in the bulk. Please remember this, these particles present on the surface, they have high kinetic energy as compared to the particle present in the bulk. So these particles present on the surface, they get energy from the surrounding, get energy from surrounding, and as they get energy from the surrounding, my dear students, they undergo a process and they evaporate. So thus, my dear students, the particles present on the surface, they get energy from the surrounding. When they get energy from the surrounding, they evaporate. That is what I have written, my dear students. You can see that we know that liquid have only one boundary called surface. The particles present on the surface of the surface, they get energy from the surrounding. Here, surface get energy from the surrounding, their kinetic energy increases, and thus the particles on the surface of the liquid go into the vapor phase. Now, my dear students, what are the characteristics of evaporation? Let us understand the various characteristics of evaporation. Evaporation is a surface phenomena. So it takes place only on the surface, takes place only on surface, not in the bulk. Evaporation takes place only on the surface. Evaporation does not take place in the bulk. Whereas boiling or vaporization takes place both in the surface as well as in the bulk. Next, if surface area increases, the rate of evaporation will increase. If surface area decreases, the rate of evaporation will decrease. It is easy to understand, my dear students. I hope so. So I hope, my dear students, you understand it, that if the surface, the rate of evaporation directly proportional to the surface area. If surface area increases, evaporation increases. If surface area decreases, evaporation decreases. Humidity. Humidity is what is humidity? Let us understand. Humidity is the amount of water present in the air. If humidity increases, the rate of evaporation will decrease. And if humidity decreases, the rate of evaporation will increase. So my dear students, the rate of evaporation is inversely proportional to the humidity. If temperature increases, rate of evaporation will increase. If temperature decreases, rate of evaporation will decrease. Then fifth point, if speed of wind increases, my dear students, the rate of evaporation increases. If speed of wind decreases, the rate of evaporation decreases. Next point, my dear students, evaporation cause cooling. This is a very important point. Evaporation cause cooling. for the surrounding. Please remember, evaporation causes cooling for the surrounding. So whenever evaporation takes place, it causes cooling of the surrounding. Now why? Let us understand. During evaporation, molecules of liquid present on the surface of liquid absorb the energy from the surrounding. Please remember, the particles present on the surface, they absorb the energy from the surrounding. So the surrounding will lose energy, and as the surrounding will lose energy, it cools down, and that is why the evaporation causes cooling. Once again, evaporation causes cooling because during the evaporation, molecules of liquid present on the surface of liquid absorb the energy from the surrounding. This way, energy from the surrounding is decreased, become cool, and this way evaporation cause cooling. So this is how, my dear students, we can understand the various characteristics of evaporation. Let me give you a good revision of these various, let me give you a good revision, my dear students, of this various characteristics of evaporation. So let me explain you the various characteristics of evaporation, dear students. Let me tell you first thing that there are various factors that affecting evaporation. So what are those factors that affect the evaporation? Let me tell you. Factors affecting evaporation. Factors affecting evaporation. The first factor that affects evaporation, my dear student, is known as the surface area. Surface area. Please remember that the first factor that affects the evaporation is surface area. Then, my dear students, the next one is humidity. Humidity. Then, my dear students, we have temperature. Then, dear students, we have the speed of wind. Speed of wind. Please remember, my dear students, that these are the factors that affect the rate of evaporation. So we can say that rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the surface area. So if surface area increases, rate of evaporation increases. If surface area decreases, rate of evaporation decreases. Then, my dear students, rate of evaporation is inversely proportional to the humidity. So, my dear students, if humidity increases, rate of evaporation decreases. If humidity decreases, rate of evaporation increases. Here we need to mention it that this is the inverse proportion, my dear students. This is the inverse proportion. Then, my dear students, we have the next one, that is what it is known as the rate of evaporation. This rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the temperature. So if, my dear students, temperature increases, rate of evaporation increases. If temperature decreases, rate of evaporation decreases. Same way, my dear students, rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the speed of wind. If speed of wind increases, rate of evaporation increases. If speed of wind decreases, rate of evaporation decreases. So here we have direct proportion. With the temperature also we can see we have direct proportion. With speed of wind even, my dear students, we have direct proportion. So please remember, these are the various factors that affect the rate of evaporation, my dear students. I hope it is clearly understood to you. बच्चों समझ में आ गया है? कुछ समझ में नहीं आया तो पूछ सकते हैं. समझ में आ गया बच्चों? हेलो.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, my dear students, in the next class, we are going to study the various scientific reasons based on the process of evaporations and various factors that affect the evaporation. I hope you have enjoyed the class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me or you can go for the next class.